That's a really great question, brother, but to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what to expect from Coach Enos this week. Based solely off of what we've seen the first couple of weeks, I personally said after the Kent State game that I believe we might have to be a more pass-oriented offense this year, and that I believe we have the talent and the personnel to do so schematically if we have to. But I don't expect the Hogs to abandon the run game yet, nor do I think that they should. I've always held the personal belief that offenses are the most effective when the run game is their bread and butter. It gives you the option to better manage the game clock. It keeps the football out of the air where it's free for grabs. Obviously, passing offenses can thrive as well, Arkansas included, but in order for this team to be the absolute best version of itself that I personally foresee when I look at this roster, they're going to have to at least have a complementary rushing attack. I mean, it's hard for any offense when you're completely one-dimensional, obviously. So if I was to guess, they're going to continue to try to establish the run this week. It'll probably be a relatively balanced approach with a little bit more run than pass. You might see them come out of the gates early throwing the ball so as to set up the run game a bit better. Or with the negative talk surrounding the run game and kind of the perception people already have about what this offensive line can and cannot do after only 2 weeks, they might come out and try to just punch them right in the mouth early and often and see if they can't get it going this game. However, ultimately, I'd expect a pretty balanced, about 60-40 approach favoring the run. Implement plenty of RPOs, as you mentioned. Implement some quick screens and some drags and some slants, some ways for KJ to get the ball out of his hands quickly into some of these playmakers on the outside that honestly need to be touching the football at some point anyways. The Cougars look a bit more stout to me up front than in their secondary. Their defensive backs probably aren't going to press at all on the outside. So I believe the quick passing game will be there. One of the biggest keys is obviously going to be execution, but also KJ's ability to identify and read blitzes. This defensive coordinator, Jay Hill, is very multiple. They're a different defense from what they were last year. Much improved, it looks like, through 2 weeks. But if the Hogs play to the level that I genuinely believe that they're capable of, they ought to have this Cougars defense on their toes and really guessing all game. Should be a good, solid test for the team overall, and as we're kind of noting right now, a good test in particular for Dan Enos in his first year back as the play caller for the Razorbacks. Hopefully we'll receive some nice flashes of what this offense is truly capable of and receive some reassurance that Coach Enos absolutely is the man for the job.